What if I told you she never loved him? She married him with a chilling plan to file for divorce exactly 1 year later and walk away with half of her rich husband's fortune. Sit back and enjoy the story. From a young age, Liam dreamed of becoming an actor. Growing up in a small, struggling town, his family's finances were always tight. While other kids played soccer in the streets, Liam spent his afternoons helping his parents at their modest diner. At night, he would stay up rehearsing monologues in front of a cracked mirror, imagining a future on the big screen. By the time he was in his late teens, Liam had saved enough to move to the city. But life was not as glamorous as he hoped. He worked as a waiter in a rundown cafe, living in a cramped apartment with 3 other aspiring actors. Rejection became a part of his daily life. Casting directors told him he wasn't tall enough, handsome enough, or talented enough. Still, Liam persisted, often skipping meals to afford acting classes and new headshots. Through sheer determination, Liam landed his first speaking role at 27. It was a minor part in an indie film, but it was enough to get noticed. Over the next decade, his career steadily grew. By the time he turned 40, Liam had become one of the most beloved actors in the country, known for his humility and dedication. At the peak of his career, Liam's mother, Elizabeth, became increasingly concerned. She visited him one evening in his luxurious home, her eyes filled with both pride and worry. "Liam," she began, "you've achieved everything you've ever dreamed of. But now, it's time to think about family. I'm not getting any younger, and I'd love to see you settle down and have children." Liam smiled warmly. "Mom, you know my work keeps me busy. I haven't found the right person yet. Promise me you'll try," Elizabeth pressed. "I just want to see you happy and also see my grandchildren," she said with a laugh on her face. Reluctantly, Liam agreed. A few weeks later, Liam was running errands when he stopped by a high-end shopping mall. As he browsed a bookstore, he noticed a woman behind the counter. Her name tag read Sophia, and her kind smile caught his attention immediately. Liam struck up a conversation, and they quickly bonded over their shared love of literature. Over the next few weeks, he visited the bookstore regularly, each time finding an excuse to see her. Their connection grew stronger, and before long, Liam asked her out on a date. Sophia seemed perfect. She was elegant, warm, and supportive of his career. After 6 months of dating, Liam proposed. The wedding was a grand affair, attended by celebrities and family alike. Elizabeth, though happy for her son, couldn't shake a nagging feeling about Sophia. One evening, a week after the wedding, Elizabeth called Liam aside for a serious talk. "Liam, I've been observing Sophia, and something doesn't feel right. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but please, for my peace of mind, put your assets in my name." Liam frowned. "Mom, that's absurd. Sophia loves me. Why would I do that?" "Trust me, son," Elizabeth insisted. "Sometimes people aren't what they seem. You'll thank me later. I was reading the paper the other day, and a football coach, I think, had to share his property with his wife after they divorced." Reluctantly, Liam agreed. He met with his lawyer in secret and transferred all his wealth, including his properties, investments, and savings, to Elizabeth's name. Everything he bought afterwards was in his mother's name, but to the outside world, Liam appeared to own everything, but legally, it was all his mother's. Meanwhile, Sophia had been pretending to love him since the day they met. In reality, she was a gold digger, and she, along with her brothers and female friends, had conspired to deceive him. Their plan was for her to show him affection, marry him, and then file for divorce to claim half of his wealth. The first few months of marriage were blissful. He loved her more. He told his mom one evening, he said, "Mom, I told you she is the best, but you kept suspecting her." His mom nodded without saying anything. But as time went on, Sophia's behavior began to change. She grew distant, started coming home late, and often seemed annoyed by Liam's presence. One evening, she snapped at him during dinner. "You're always working or fussing over your mom," she complained. "Maybe you should focus on being a better husband." Liam was hurt but said nothing. He hoped it was just a phase. However, things only got worse. Sophia began throwing extravagant parties, inviting people Liam barely knew. She even started openly flirting with other men. One day, he caught another man smashing his wife on their bed, but he forgave and still loved her. One day, Sophia dropped a bombshell. She was filing for divorce. "I can't live like this anymore," she declared. "You're too controlling, and I deserve better. I want half of everything." Liam was stunned, but remained composed. In court, Sophia claimed he was emotionally neglectful and demanded half of his wealth. But as the proceedings unfolded, a shocking truth emerged. But then, Liam's lawyer stood up with a smile and sly grin on his face. "Your Honor," he began, holding up a thick stack of documents, "I have proof that my client owns nothing. Every asset, every house, every car, every dollar is legally in the name of Elizabeth, his mother. The only property Mr. Liam has is a 10-year-old sedan." The courtroom erupted in gasps. Sophia and her friend's face turned pale. "What?" she shouted, her voice rising. "This isn't how it's supposed to go. We're supposed to split everything. Half his wealth and half mine." The judge ruled, "The only property Mr. Liam owns is a 10-year-old sedan, so half its value will go to Mrs. Sophia." To make matters worse for Sophia, the court ordered that half of her personal wealth, including a boutique Liam had financed for her, would go to him. Her scheme had backfired spectacularly. Sophia's jaw hit the floor. Her grand plan to walk away rich had completely blown up in her face. Instead of taking Liam's fortune, she had to give up the little she owned. As Liam drove home in his old sedan, he felt a mix of relief and sadness. Despite everything, he had genuinely loved Sophia. Meanwhile, Sophia was left in tears, her plans to exploit Liam completely shattered. When Liam arrived home, his mother embraced him. "My son, I'm sorry you had to go through this. But sometimes, a mother's instinct is the only thing that stands between love and heartbreak." Liam smiled. "Thank you, Mom. You've always been my greatest protector." From that day forward, Liam focused on his career and family, vowing never to let deceit darken his life again.